Welcome back to What Arty Noobs. This is the Hummel. It's the Tier 6 German SPG. This one's located on the north spawn of Siegfried Line, and it's under the command of beatasianoobs. And yes, he's got the long barrel, the top gun, 15cm howitzer, 600 alpha, and 39mm pen. Game on. There's the stats. 6.7 meters burst radius and between 10 seconds and 16 seconds of stun duration. Now it's based on the hull of the Panzer IV, well, with a bit of Panzer III in there as well, because of course they used the running gear of the Panzer III to make it work. It was basically, you could say a bit of a hodgepodge, but it was actually very successful. And so they actually went with the design, and they did use it in... Oh, look! We've got an AMX-12 ton on his side. Oh dear, how sweet. He must have hit the dragon's teeth and flipped himself over. But he's got an E25 on the way to try and help him. In the meantime, rounds out on this VK. And he got a direct hit there for 273. So a good shot with his first round. And it looks like the AMX-12 ton is going to get flipped over. Good job for him, because he's actually in quite a dangerous position. He might get seen by the enemy. There's a T-28 nearby. Oh, and the enemy VK just got wiped out. And instead we're going to go for an M6 just on this spot, and we got a direct hit. Now I think that SU-100Y, the box tank, is AFK at the moment. We're going to leave this position because there's a T-52 on his way in this direction. Box tank's active. So that T-52 is now in a whole world of trouble. And he just got wiped out. And that was the box tank coming to life and immediately getting himself a kill. Just how powerful that 13cm howitzer is. Howitzer? No, it's not a howitzer. It's actually a main gun, but it is a naval gun. It's one of the things about the box tank is that it actually has less pen with the top gun, but it does more damage. T-28 rounds out. Oh, good shot. Got 111 and he got stun assist afterwards. Yes, the box tank is quite an unusual tank, but they never actually put them into production, main production. I think one of the reasons why is it was just too big, and it would have been a major problem if they put it out in the battlefield, because everyone would have been shooting at it. There's only one example, and it's actually at the Kubinka Tank Museum. It is a big beast. It fills up almost the area of the shed where it's actually located. Now we're firing blind there. He's trying to get the Nashorn. Now, seeing as he has got the top gun, he can fire over the entire range of the map without having to move to get closer to the enemy. If you have the stock gun, which is the same gun on the Gorilla, you do have to move closer. It has a shorter range, but you get more shells, and that means you've got more damage to collect. And, of course, you've got a faster reload time. The enemy's got a Tiger 131 hiding behind the building, but he's taking fire from a T-150. We can't get a shot in at this angle, but now we can, and that was a big mistake. Rounds out. And a nice solid hit there. He picked up 175. He's backing into a new position. Now he's right at the edge of the map now. You can get another shot on this guy if we reload in time. And in fact, the M6 is still there. And the T-150 managed to kill the Tiger 131. Okay, so the M60 is backing off because he doesn't want a piece of that. At least he needs to be behind that wall of rubble to protect himself from the T-150. Well, we're selecting that Nashorn again. And yes, this time I think he stands a good chance of hitting the guy. Rounds out. And he got a direct hit. He definitely hit it this time. In fact, it may have been the Poodle that he was actually aiming at the last time, because I'm not sure if it was. There are two craters there, but I'm wondering if that is the one he fired at. But he definitely hit him, because look at that. He's lost a large amount of hit points. He is now potentially could be wiped out. Same hull as the Hummel, but it has an 88mm gun instead of the howitzer. We're only one up on the enemy, but they are being chased into their rear area now because this AMX 12-ton, he's out in the field, but he's facing an E25 and an AMX 12-ton, and there's a setter there who was hiding. We're just waiting for the reload to go in. If he moves, rounds out. Now, we'll get him. Oh, good shots. And we're getting loads of stun assist off that one. And I reckon that setter is doomed. In fact, he did go... Oh, he hasn't gone down, but he's about to. The AMX 12-ton is having a bit of difficulty. I think he's reloading at the moment. But we're watching the M6, and unfortunately, we did lose our AMX 12-ton. But the setter has been wiped out. Now, looking at the back, we can see this AMX 12-ton here on the enemy team, and he's facing an AMX 1357. Well, the 12-ton's got 4 shots, but the AMX 1357, he's got 7 shots, if I remember correctly. And yeah, they're all 57mm rounds, which means they do penetrate. Okay, Poodle coming up to try and help that AMX 12-ton. Trying to see him off. Now, we're almost loaded. We can do some severe damage to this Poodle. Rounds out. Unfortunately, only stuns him. Got close. And the problem for the MX 1357 is he had to deal with 3 enemy tanks at the same time. And in fact, it was the Nashorn that got the kill. But that Hummel just got spotted. And we're just about to shoot. Only 8 rounds left. Rounds out. It landed next door. Now we're 3 behind the enemy now. So it hasn't gone that well. Our guys got wiped out fairly quickly. Mind you, they did carry out that assault in the south, and they were repelled by the enemy team. And the enemy team were getting 2 or 3 tanks together at the same time to shoot the enemy and our guys, Robert, and that made it a little difficult. Now, we could take that T-78 out because he is a one-shot, but instead he's going for the Poodle. I would have gone for the T-78 actually, but rounds out the Poodle, and he does get a hit. 244. We're now only 4 left on our team, facing 8 of the enemy. Despite the fact that the Arty seems to be doing rather well, I'm afraid looks like we're going to lose this one because we just don't have enough numbers.
Fall back from there.
Yes, he's telling the Lorraine to get the hell out of that position. He knows what's coming. The Poodle is on its way. Now he's trying to get himself into a bush where he's protected. And he's knocking the tree down as well. Even though it gives away your position to Arty. There's 2 Arty teams, 2 Arty players. Looks like the Lorraine, unfortunately, he left it too late and he's got wiped out. Here comes the Poodle. Oh, he shotguns him very well. But we're about to get wiped out. Yep. The AMX 12-ton, who also managed to kill our Lorraine. And that means that the game is over for beatasianoobs, and there's only one enemy, or one teammate left rather, the Team 150, and he's on 1 shot, and he's gone. Well, despite the fact that this was a loss, it was also a 3rd mark of excellence game for beatasianoobs in the Hummel. So congratulations on getting your 3rd mark of excellence. He also got a 3rd class tanker out of that game as well, because he did do a lot of damage. And he got a bruise medal as well for getting at least 5 critical hits in this game. He managed to get 8. And there's no win 8, of course, because, of course, this is on What Replays rather than the Salty Jedi site. And What Replays doesn't give you much information to work with. If we look at the team scores, we can see the highest damage in the game turned out to be that Poodle. 2,358 hit points of damage. So maybe it wasn't the wrong move to actually shoot at the Poodle. He was trying to get rid of somebody who was very, very dangerous. Second highest damage was the Hummel on the enemy team, who managed 1,791 hit points of damage. And the third highest damage, well, that went to beatasianoobs with 1,610 hit points. When it came to kills, we can see that, well, the highest number was 2, and it was actually achieved by a number of players. The AMX 1357 got 2, so did the Box Tank and the T150. On the enemy team that won, their Crusader 5.5 managed to get 2 kills, so did the AMX 12 ton, their Hummel, their Aslains, and of course, lastly, the Poodle. And when it came to base XP, well, it's the Poodle that came out on top with 988. 888 went to the, went to the Hummel, and 700 went to the M6, with beatasianoobs getting 488, highest on his team. He managed to fire 13 rounds, so he didn't get through all the ammo he had, but he was close. He actually only had 5 rounds left at the end of the game. 6 direct hits on the enemy. None of them penetrated, but he did get 10 splash. Damage of 1,610, of which 1,390 were at more than 300 meters. I think the close stuff was on that Hummel, on the Poodle, who got really close, and he got a shotgun right into the side, but he didn't penetrate. He just splashed the outside of the vehicle. Just didn't go through. 3 hits received, I'm afraid, 3 penetrations, and that was the end of his game. 7 enemy vehicles damaged, none killed, but he did get 339 hit points of damage assistance and 1,312 hit points of stun assist of 10 stuns. In fact, the assistance was where he tracked one of the enemy vehicles and the rest of the team fed upon that vehicle, and the stun damage, well, that was just off stun. On a free-to-play account, he actually made a loss of 2,777 credits out of the game, but I don't think he'll mind that because he did get the 3rd mark. His base XP was 488, and there was no additions to that because it was a loss, so that's all he took away. But well done on getting your 3rd mark of excellence on the Hummel. I seem to recall on several of my accounts I've got a 3rd marked Hummel, which is actually quite fun, but I use the stock gun rather than the long gun. I know it's a matter of preference. A lot of players like using the stock gun simply because of its accuracy and the fact that it also has more ammo, faster firing. It does have some advantages, but it also has some disadvantages because you have to get closer to the enemy, and of course you can't fire over the entire range of the battlefield. You have to get very, very close to the enemy if you want to get some damage. I hope you enjoyed this replay. If you did, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because the algorithm likes to go nom nom, and thank you for watching.